Hey everyone, Kathy the Vegan Prepper, and today we are discussing what I do road tripping on my period. Let's get right into it. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do, vegan prepper. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, vegan prepper. All right, so we're getting ready to set off, and everything's a disaster behind me because we've been going through extra clothes and spare clothes and packing everything that we're going to need because hopefully we're going to be going to see some snow. But basically, I would like to show what I'm bringing to make sure that I am ready for almost any eventuality that we encounter as we drive up north. So I typically wear a cup for my menstrual needs, and that is actually what I have in right now. I don't typically do pads, so there's huge pluses for that, also a couple of minuses. I will discuss that in just a second when I'm showing you what I'm bringing with me. And so overall, I think it's a fantastic thing to have. And it's something that you don't even really have to worry about for 10 to 12 hours at a time. So on the most perfectly ideal day, it wouldn't even come up as I'm out and about. But there's some idiosyncrasies with my cycle that sometimes I have to face. And I think it's important for people to know these things. And sorry if anybody is grossed out by this video. I would assume you wouldn't be watching it if you were grossed out by it. I feel like it's just sort of like a natural biological phenomenon. Like it shouldn't be any grosser than just saying like I have allergies and I have snot coming out of my nose right now. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just something that happens. So we're going to try to discuss this like female grown-ups. Okay, all right, let's look at the bucket I'm bringing. Okay, so here's a bucket. So it's not really closed right now because I am going to be opening it for you to show you what's inside. And so this is an old mayonnaise bucket, one of the ones we got from our friend who is a chef, and he gave us a ton of these buckets. So this is just what I have packed for us. So this is not only because of my period, this is because of even the rest of my family to try to meet some of our toilet needs depending on what situation we may find ourselves in. So obviously, honestly, as we drive up north, there will also be gas stations or grocery stores or restaurants or places where we could go in and use a real bathroom. And so in which case this stuff would not really be necessary. But this is more for where we are stopping for the day, hopefully to play in a bunch of snow. There's a spot we like to go to that has one of those toilets that's like an opening into a horrific fecal abyss. And you never know what you're going to encounter when you are going into one of these facilities. And now, while I definitely appreciate not having to go out bare bottomed into the snow, there are sometimes you encounter really like very gross things in those facilities if people have not used them in a clean fashion. Granted, they always smell, you can't escape that, but there have been several times I have walked in and seen actual poop like smeared on seats and stuff. And so I carry things with me, or there won't be toilet paper in them. Sometimes they haven't been serviced. You just never know. So let's get into the actual bucket and we'll talk about what I'm bringing with me. So first off, I have a plastic bag here, which I have verified has no holes so that I can use it to dispose of our waste as needed. Not like our toilet waste, but you know, any other waste that we create. So I'll be showing that. And so because of the aforementioned messes that sometimes I encounter, I always bring a thing of Clorox wipes with me. Now, I really despise in general using single-use items that just create waste. For the most part, we don't. Actually, we bought a pack of these, like a 3-pack of these last year sometime during the height of the pandemic. We're still in the original pack because we just don't go through them very fast at all. But for certain things, I will carry these with me. And also just for certain extra gross jobs in the house, I use them. I think for myself, it's safer than spraying a bleach cleaner on something that you really need to disinfect, where I'm like, I'm sorry, vinegar is just not going to cut it. Like I need a real, like a chemical disinfectant on this thing. So I feel like it's a little safer. You can use it and then it's not in the air and you're not necessarily breathing it in so much as you would if you were spraying an aerosol spray cleaner. All right, Sage has just joined us. So if you hear her, that's what's going on. Okay, so I have the Clorox wipes. In keeping with the theme, I brought cleaning gloves. So, like I said, you just never know what you're going to encounter. So I have gloves to put on in case I do have to use the wipes to clean some sort of horrible mess. I may not even use the wipes. This is just in case I encounter, you know, truly awful messes, as I have already mentioned. And so I have toilet paper with us, just in case, again, there's no toilet paper in the facility when we arrive, but also just in case we do need to go off and use, you know, nature. I really hope we don't have to, because it's going to be really cold. I have brought, because these places also never have, they never have sinks. And so I've brought, you know, hand sanitizer to use. And then I also brought some pads with me, some spare pads. And so this is all, like I said, really my preparation for potentially needing to use that particular facility to deal with my cup. Again, ideally, I would not even have to pull it out, but sometimes you have to. And if I just realized one thing, just a moment. Okay, normally I would also be bringing the bag that my cup goes in, like a little drawstring pouch, but I cannot find it because I pulled it out intending to get it into this bucket, and I must have put it down somewhere in the house. So I'm gonna have to run around and look. Okay, I found it, the little bag for the cup. So that's just gonna go in my purse because everything is already packed in the truck. But now I am 100% set. The primary disadvantage of using a cup is potentially being in a situation like that facility with the big fecal abyss, where you feel like you cannot get your hands clean enough, or the cup itself clean enough because you don't have access to running water or whatever. And so in that situation, especially considering, like I said, the level of dirtiness that I have encountered in that place before, the fact that several other people use it without washing their hands, and it's potentially like a really contaminated area, I would feel very squeamish if I had to manipulate my cup and empty it or whatever. That's actually another reason for the pads as well. It's like, what if I drop my cup into that hole? Oh my gosh. Ugh. So anyway, but regardless, if I have to manipulate my cup in that facility, I will be switching over to pads, just because I don't feel like I can get myself clean enough in order to like do the reinsertion and all of that. If I were just running off to take care of my business in the woods, I would feel perfectly fine with just giving it a rinse and reinserting. I'm not one of those, like you read about people who use it. I need to make a whole separate video, I think, on cup usage, where it's like they sanitize or they wash with soap all of the time. And I am not one of those who does that. I'll sanitize maybe once a month. And yeah, but like we ourselves are not sanitary or sanitized beings. I mean, we try to be sanitary, but we're not sanitized. Like we have bacteria living on and in us all the time. So anyway, hopefully that was helpful at all. If you'd like for me to discuss any more of this stuff, just please let me know. Sometimes I wonder about putting it on the channel, like if people get squeamish. But yeah, hopefully that was helpful at all. And hopefully we enjoy this day. I really don't want to be here. I want to be home with a heating pad, but just resting. But we're going to have a lot of fun. I'm not sure when we'll be able to do this again. So we're going to go do this, and it's going to be a great day. And yeah, so hopefully that was helpful at all. Leave me comments down below on the preps that you like to do for this situation. And as always, I hope the rest of your day is good and your life stays wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.